Galatians chapter 6, verse 11. Apostle Paul, coming towards the end of the letter now, he says, "Ye see how large a letter I have written unto you with mine own hand. As many as desire to make a fair show in the flesh, they constrain you to be circumcised, only lest they should suffer persecution for the cross of Christ. For neither they themselves who are circumcised keep the law, but desire to have you circumcised, that they may glory in your flesh." And we'll finish at verse 13, and we know God will bless his word to our hearts again this evening. So last Thursday evening, we looked at the section from verse 7 to verse 10. We saw that the Apostle Paul had introduced the law of the harvest into the letter when he spoke there about whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And to set the basis for that section, he spoke about the greatness of God. He talked about the fact that God is not able to be mocked. It says in our Bible, God is not mocked, but what it literally means is that it is impossible to mock God. And the world might seek to mock God. The world might think it mocks God. Sinners might think that they are laughing in the face of God, but ultimately, he is sovereign. He is over all things. And those who do that, those who mock at God, those who scoff at him, and sometimes even those who at a time it appeared that they had a profession, and bear in mind that Paul was writing to churches here. So he's writing to those who were professing the name of Christ, but there were some, just as the Apostle John wrote about in 1 John chapter 2, who had gone out from them because they were not of them. There were some who had a profession, it appeared, but they were never truly of the church of the Lord Jesus Christ. When we looked at this passage, we saw three things. We saw that we all sow something, and the spiritual life involves what and how we sow.